Eleanor's a city of splendors.
Buying, selling, trading.
Come, do your trading here. I sell to the nobility. No charge to have a look.
Before I was a member of the Psijic Order, I was a simple shopkeeper's daughter. Even now I find such work soothes me. Before you ask, yes, it is odd for a Psijic mage to open a shop, but everyone has to have a hobby. I happen to be the only merchant on Artaeum. Not that I get much business, mind you. In fact, you're my first customer in weeks.
Another visitor? Excellent! I can't tell you how desperate we are for fresh faces. When you see the same people every day, conversations can grow dull and uninteresting. But now, between you and Sotha Seal, we have an embarrassment of riches. You should take some time to the tower, Karam. The architecture may be imposing, but I promise you, it will feel like home before long. You should take some time to explore the tower, Karam.
Forgive me, friend of Valserin. These tomes require my strict attention. Some of them have a tendency to misbehave. Please, feel free to peruse our libraries. This is, of course, only a fraction of our collection. The really dangerous tomes are well out of reach, I assure you. Please, feel free to peruse our libraries.
Old ways protect you, Initiate. Hopefully we'll have something for you when you return. Old ways protect you, Initiate. Hopefully we'll have something for you when you return.
Someone with flesh on their bones. Thank Moloch. What? Oh, thank Malakath. I thought you were the Relic Master. I'm not sure what brings you down here, but you couldn't have come at a better time. As you can see, I'm a little impaired. Our betters don't like to talk about it. When they do, they call it Trader's Vault. According to my research, it used to serve as a retreat for the Order's most talented pupils. But then, without warning, the Right Master barred it shut. Good question. I found this memory stone in the Grand Reliquary. It's called the Eye of Remembrance. Using it near the library pedestals here might show us why these ruins were sealed. You look stronger than most. How about you lend me a hand? What luck! To find a fellow troublemaker on this stiff-necked isle. There should be pedestals scattered throughout the ruin that will cause the eye to activate. I'll contact you through oral projection to walk you through it. Ulaseta, formerly of Clan Kog. The Sijiks want you to renounce those old affiliations, you see. Don't want that sort of thing to interfere with your dedication to the old ways. Something like 350 years, give or take a decade. I know what you're thinking. She looks sprightly for her age, right? Long life comes with the robes. The Sijiks don't think you can learn much of anything in a normal orc lifetime. Semantics. I'm still an apprentice, you see. I should have earned my gray cloak a century ago, but I'm too much of a gadfly. Rubs our masters the wrong way. I'm what they call an admina, a poor listener. The fact is, I listen better than most. Yes, a whole heap of them. Skeletons mostly. I tried to banish them, but my mastery of restoration falls way short of adequate. Your guess is as good as mine. Like I said, the Right Master locked everyone out shortly after we went into seclusion. It might have something to do with the Worm King. Manamarco. Right Master Ikesis threw him out just before the island disappeared. From what I hear, he caused quite an uproar on the mainland. Other than the fancy name, I'm not exactly sure. If you look closely, you'll see it's covered in Aldmeric runes. I tried to translate them, but most of them are time-worn and illegible. The only words I can decipher are travel and memory. Of course! I wouldn't have risked the Sijik's wrath on a hunch. Apparently, the students who studied here use the eye extensively. With any luck, some of the channeling pedestals will still work. Guess we'll just have to see. Yes, a whole heap of them. Skeletons mostly. I tried to
Mind your step, Kerem. Eldelar summoning displays can be energetic. Mind your step, Kerem.
Eldalar insists we can learn something from these arcane skirmishes, but summoning up creatures like this does not put me at ease. Eldalar insists we can learn something from these
The last visitor to come to Artaeum compared us to the Mages Guild. A distressing comparison, to be sure. The Psijics are observers, watchers. In order to best maintain the Order of Nirn, we must remain neutral to all other affairs. But the Mages Guild has no such scruples. They give their aid to whoever may ask. Perhaps you may think so, but to serve all is to truly serve none. The Psijic Order has long since learned of the freedom which seclusion brings, something that the Mages Guild just will never truly understand.
Here to see what the buzz about Huz is all about?
Bendar's fingers, what now?
My shop sells only the finest wares. As a member of the Fighters Guild, I could offer no less. I only offer the best goods for our fine guild. I swear it. I'd never sell subpar wares to Fighters Guild members. By my ancestors, I swear it.
There are so few bugs here. That cannot be natural. The High Elves act like they possess a realm fit for gods, but the boughs of the Hist would grow lean and sickly in this arid place. I am told even the pigs do not wallow here. Am I to have no reprieve from my scales crisping in the noonday sun?
Paintings of Somerset? Never had any geysers and sea monsters. I might have come sooner had I known. These elves are too proud. They won't admit they can't fight, so we can't lend them a hand. Paintings of Somerset? What does the divine prosecution think we do? We're called the Fighters Guild. We just want to fight stuff.
Come closer. Don't be afraid. I just want to get a better look at you. Visitors to Somerset were few and far between before Queen Irene opened our borders. Your gold is the same color as ours, so enter and be welcome. Well, look what the sea washed ashore. Another one of our interesting visitors. Your gold and valuables will be treated with the same care as any high elves. You have my word. You do use gold as a currency where you... Another visitor? How exciting! Not to be rude, but you all have such fascinating turns of phrase. I absolutely love your voice, by the way. I could listen to you for hours. I have so many questions. Perhaps later, at the inn, over a bottle of Aurum?
Time is gold, so don't waste mine. What do you need? Yes? Something I can help you with? What do you need? Quickly now, I haven't got all day.
Oh my, you're one of the newcomers. I wish I had time to chat, but there's so much to do, so much to do. Find me later, though. I'd love to ask you questions about who you are and where you came from.
Thousand apologies, Walker, but this one has much to do. You will come back again later, yes?
Spare me your pitying gaze.
Only the finest merchandise.
making much progress.
Fine goods for sale.
If newcomers are to come to our land, they must learn to respect our religious practices, and that means proper donations upon every visit.
May Arcade drive back the darkness forevermore. May Arcade drive back...
So many come to the city. My peers see opportunities for spiritual guidance. I see threats to our moral purity. All are allowed within our temple, should they choose to follow our moral path. But I do fear such enlightenment may be out of reach for many newcomers. The ancestors shape all. Our livelihoods, our relationships, our very soul. Tell me, newcomer, are you making your ancestors proud?
We must solicit the proxy queen for more funding. The number of visitors to the monastery may have increased, but donations have not. So much of the city's funding is now used to support the influx of newcomers, and so the monastery must suffer. He'll never get that new marble crowning at this rate.
The ancestors shape all. Our life...
In humble work there is true honesty. It is the bastion of the pure-hearted. Though there may be work without glory, there is always glory to be found in hard work.
Filthy paws off me.
Faith is like a broom, sweeping the filth of sin and doubt from the soul.
Guards, come quickly!
You certainly like racking up bounties, don't you?
I cannot believe one of these newcomers tried to pickpocket me. When I tried to lecture him on the nature of moral compunction, he ran off. The nerve. They say that we must be welcoming to these newcomers, but I don't see any nobles in the upper city opening their doors. Huh. It feels like the border just opened up yesterday, yet we have so many new merchants in town.
I have no common curiosities here, I assure you. See something you like? Feel free to take a good long look. These sundries are the finest in Alinor.
The Mages Guild has had a somewhat shaky start in Alinor, but the Proxy Queen will make the Sapiarchs come to heel. I think a little competition for the Sapiarchs is a good thing. The Mages Guild may be just the thing to propel advancement forward around here. The Mages Guild has had a somewhat shaky start in Alinor.
Have you heard a generational song? A high elf tradition where the bards of a generation expand upon the works of the last. Beautiful, yes?
Wait, there was a pile over there. Or did I dump that already? Gods, I don't know where it ends. The young mistress tracked mud into the kitchen today. When I made note of it, she said the outside was too... I can't
Stop
just
this
stand by!
instant.
I saw that, you dumb son
Hey,
of a troll.
that's not yours!
Over here. There's a criminal in our midst.
The guards will catch up to you.
Watch your head. A lot of masonry here is in need of repair. I know these newcomers expect elven buildings to spring from the ground like magic, but the grandeur of Alinor is shaped by generations of expert masons. That orc knows her way around stone, I'll give her that. We might finish this restoration well ahead of schedule. This would be a wonderful place to try flying, don't you think? One day I'm going to jump and spread my wings for all the city to see. This bridge is very useful for my experiments. Did you know 100 oranges fall faster than 100 feathers? The guards weren't nearly as intrigued. I don't recommend taking notes on this bridge. The crosswinds are robust.
The Proxy Queen has many pressing issues to attend to. The matters of individual citizens are, quite frankly, beneath her notice. Please remember to conduct yourself appropriately within the grounds of...
Most sincere salutations, newfound friend. I am Rigert the Brash, ambassador at large for the exceedingly excellent Nord Cultural Exchange. I fear my mission to this beautiful island of snooty elves has ended before it has even begun. the glorious pact sent Rigger to bargain with Queen Irene, to use my considerable charms to woo high elves to talk of peace and an end to the Three Banners War. I even brought gifts to bestow upon the pretty queen. But Rigger has failed. Again. These tall, skinny elves, they have so many rules. Did you know Queen Irene isn't even on Somerset? And to get an audience with her proxy queen requires some sort of proper introduction. Vindilwyn won't let me set foot in the palace without one. You would help Riggert? That makes my heart dance like young ones at a Mara's Day ball. Speak to Courtier Vindilwyn and find out how we get one of these proper high elf introductions. Remember, I brought gifts. That's sure to open a few doors. Riggert is the bestest ambassador in all of Skyrim. Sometimes I think the Nord Cultural Exchange was created just to take advantage of my talents and inaptitudes. I think that was the word the Thane used. Anyway, Riggert has come to end the war. The Three Banners War. Terrible business. I was drinking at the Skald King's court when I mentioned how silly it was to fight over an empty throne. Next morning, they put me on a boat and sent me here. Riggert always gets the most important missions. If we can get an audience with her, or her proxy queen, I will certainly try. An ongoing war with no end in sight can't be good for either side. Plus, Riggert can be very persuasive, especially when I bring gifts. Riggert has no idea. Vindilwyn kept talking about laws and rules and customs, said a simple Nord like me would never understand. But with you to help navigate these cultural conundrums, Riggert will be having tea with the proxy queen in no time. What's to tell? Vindilwyn's a self-important royal lackey who thinks her armpits smell like fresh linen. If the snooty high elves have ministers of culture, then Vindilwyn is definitely their king. Go talk to her and see for yourself. Riggert has no idea. What's to tell? Riggert has no... What's to tell? The Three Banners War. Terrible business. I was drinking at the Skald King's court. If we can get an audience with her, or her proxy... Oh, such treasures I brought. Gifts that any Nord would kill for. And many have. I brought wonderments from the vaults of Windhelm. A depressing stuffed goat, Dibella's bosom knight favor, and essence of mammoth. An excellent treasure. This was King Yoren's prized pet Badir, known for her bravery. She once faced down a horde of rampaging orcs. The Skald King stuffed and mounted her for display, but found it too depressing to keep on the mantle. Something every virile man and woman can appreciate. This bust of Dibella, god of beauty and erotic instruction, holds a place of honor in many Nord bedchambers. Its presence makes nightly activities more invigorating. Irene will love it. Oh, this one is popular with maidens and matrons who can afford it. The alchemists of Windhelm crafted this expensive fragrance for use on special occasions. Who wouldn't want to smell like wet mammoth on a warm spring day, eh? Something every virile man and woman can appreciate. Riggert is the best. Riggert has no...
There is nothing in this city Khajiit finds so fascinating as this fountain. How does the water get from the river to here? This one thinks the people below are how high elves must see everyone else. Can you care about something so small, truly? This one applauds the proxy queen, putting her palace high above her city, where no idle petitioners can bother her.
Did I see you with that nod? You really need to reconsider the company you keep. An audience with the proxy queen for a nod? Well, an introduction requires certain documents. A recommendation from the appropriate sapiarch, for example, as well as an audit from the divine prosecution. And perhaps a small favor for me. A crude yet accurate analogy. Get Sapiarch Tandeman to provide a recommendation, and Justiciar Rolemdel to give Rigot a legal writ validating his credentials. Then, as a favor to me, acquire a pair of tickets to Thespian Enigma's next performance. More. You newcomers just seem to want and want and want. Very well. Which of these very necessary items would you like to ask about? Tandenman is the Sapiarch of Foreign Observations. He's Somerset's leading expert on the cultures that aren't Altmer. He's excited about the Queen's decree, as he finally gets to meet outsiders face to face. You can find him here in Alinor. You'll have to ask the Sapiarch. Perform a favor of some sort, I suppose. Nothing too outrageous. Probably he'll want some help interviewing the mass of newcomers flocking to our shores. Now, if there's nothing else... Rolemdel serves as an officer of the divine prosecution, enforcing both secular and religious law. He'll provide a legal writ that confirms Rigot's diplomatic credentials. For a small favor, of course. You can find him in Lilandril. Favors are the currency of power here in Somerset, but don't concern yourself too much about it. Rolemdel will probably just want help with some minor legal matter or another. Nothing that you and the Nord won't be able to handle. Tandenman is the Sapiarch of Foreign Observations. He's Somerset's leading expert on the cultures that aren't Altmer. He's excited about the Queen's decree, as he finally gets to meet outsiders face to face. You can find him here in Alinor. You'll have to ask the Sapiarch. Perform a favor of some sort, I suppose. Nothing too outrageous. The beautiful and mysterious Enigma. I am a true admirer of her work. The Thespian might be the House of Reveries best. I certainly think so. And so do a lot of others, based on the scarcity of tickets. I expect you can find her in Relenthiel. That's for you to solve. If Frigate actually wants to see the proxy queen, that is. Dealing with Enigma shouldn't be much different from dealing with the others. She is a high elf, after all. Favors go a long way, even at the House of Reveries. Rolamdel serves as an officer of the Divine Prosecution, enforcing both secular and religious law. He'll provide a legal writ that confirms Rigate's diplomatic.
I've missed my homeland while fighting for the Queen. There's nothing like Alinor in all of Tamriel. After nearly a year on the front lines of the Three Banners War, the captain and I finally made it home. The air is almost as sweet as the wine. The captain seemed wistful since we got back from the front. War has left its mark, I think.
The young mistress tracked mud into the kitchen today. When I made note of it, she said the outside was too filthy. Now I must clean it. All of it. Please, watch your step. Wait, there was a pile of... Wait, there was a pile of...
I hope you aren't here about anything important. My schedule is completely full. I couldn't possibly squeeze you in before the mid-year Mud Crab Festival. A recommendation? I'll have you know that I don't just throw those together in a slapdash fashion. A recommendation must be researched and carefully considered. I can't be too cautious when it comes to endorsing new arrivals. Vindilween? Why didn't you say so? If you can acquire items of cultural significance from the newcomers, say something from a Khajiit, a Breton, and an Argonian, I might be persuaded to write a recommendation for Ambassador Riggert. As a matter of fact, I do. The Khajiit's name is Urjara. Exotic, don't you think? Henri Ondare is the Breton, and the Argonian calls herself Grayscale. Bring me something that belongs to them and reflects their cultures, and then we can talk.
Not now, friend. I haven't been able to secure work in this city, and I fear instead of opportunity, this land of high elves holds nothing but disappointment for newcomers such as me. Are you now? Well, I'm trying to find a job. Looks like we're both going to be disappointed. On the other hand, I do have this turtle clasp, crafted in the Breton style. I might be persuaded to give it to you, for the right price. It will indeed. Now, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Take it and use it in good health, my friend. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Does this one regret leaving elsewhere and making the journey to Somerset? No, for Joan and Jode watch over me and bless me with health and good fortune. How can Ordra help you, friend? This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be stuffed in my carry sack. Ordra has a Khajiit navigation stone, for example. Lets me find my way even in this strange land. I couldn't part with it, though. It has sentimental value. Convince Urjara? Let me think. No, no way at all. This one's Grand Matron carved this stone with her own 2 paws. Gave it to me on my naming day. I couldn't part with it, not for all the golden Alinor. Now, leave Urjara be. Does this one regret? This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be stuffed in my carry sack. Ordra has a Khajiit navigation stone, for example. Lets me find my way even in this strange land. I couldn't part with it, though. It has sentimental value.
I'm not sure what I expected when I decided to journey to Somerset, but it sure wasn't this. No rest for the weary, and always more work to do. Forgive my lack of manners. Is there something you need? Really? Well, I didn't bring much with me, just my recipes. In fact, I just made a bowl of ojisaka for Races the Moons. He hasn't tasted it since he left Murkmire. Mentioned he had a craving. I was about to take it to him in that sack. Give you Races ojisaka? I don't think so. It's extremely difficult and time-consuming to make, and I promised that bowl to my friend. You'll just have to... I'm not sure what I... Really? Give you Races ojisaka? I don't think so. It's extremely difficult and time-consuming to make, and I promised that bowl to my friend. You'll just have to find some other Argonian to steal from.
Only the finest wares here.
I've lost everything.
very coin.
Hello. Well met, friend.
Pardon, Shisori, but have we met before?
Well, no, but I was hoping to conduct some business of a personal nature with you.
This one has no idea what you're talking about. And why are you whispering?
Let's keep our voices down, shall we? I was wondering if you could help me with my sweet tooth, if you catch my drift.
Ah, this one understands your meaning. You seek something for this sweet tooth of yours, yes?
Yes. Now can you provide?
You are very discerning to seek Shisori out. After all, she has the finest sweet rose in Alinor. Of course, if that's not what you seek, perhaps a guard could be of help.
Guards? Oh, please excuse me. I must have mistaken you for someone else.
Does this one regret? This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be...
Something else? We can discuss the letter of recommendation for Ambassador Riggert after you have acquired the mementos of cultural significance from the newcomers Urjara, Ondare, and Grayscale. I shall await your quick return. I'm not only the sapiarch of foreign observations, I'm also the foremost collector of artifacts from the lesser races. Thanks to the Queen's decree, I'm finally getting an opportunity to meet these interesting creatures and add to my collection.
I beg your pardon.
Buy and sell, here and now. Fine goods at fair prices.
A few coins would suffice.
This threat to Somerset must be dealt with, newcomer. I urge you to complete your assignment as quickly as possible. This day is testing my patience, newcomer.
I'll be at this a while.
You know what you did, you scoundrel, right? What is this for? Oh, right. Bounty.
Open for business. Buy and sell, here and now.
Enough! I almost walked right by you. Then I remembered your bounty. This is probably all your fault!
Help me out, will you?
Courtier Vindilwyn was kind enough to tell me who she sent you to perform favors for. I've been sitting here drinking and having a most pleasant conversation with Sapiarch Tandemin. Were you able to acquire the items of cultural significance he requested? You did? That is most excellent, my good friend. But Rigert has an even better idea. We should also give the Sapiarch one of my gifts. Nothing says culture like a Nord keepsake. But which one do you think he would like best? I think the Sapiarch would like an item with more permanence. Unless he has a sweet onion. Sweet onions love perfume. Oh, and by sweet onion, I mean a lover. No, The Sapiarch doesn't strike me as someone who would appreciate perfume. Try again. While the stuffed goat has sentimental value, it doesn't quite strike me as the perfect Nord cultural gift for the Sapiarch. Perhaps you can make another suggestion, my friend. Interesting. The Night Favor depicts a beloved Nord god. It is solid and will last forever. And it might help the Sapiarch if he ever finds a sweet onion. And by sweet onion, Rigert means a lover. A perfect choice. While the stuffed goat
Something else? We can discuss the letter of recommendation for Ambassador Rigert after you have acquired the mementos of cultural significance from the newcomers Urjara, Ondare, and Grayscale. I shall await your quick return. I'm not only the Sapiarch of Forward Observation.
Courtier, you did? That is most excellent, my good friend. Interesting. The Night Favor depicts a beloved Nord god. It is solid and will last forever, and it might help. Friend Sapiarch, here are the cultural items you asked for, along with a gift from Rigert. A Nord Night Favor.
That's everything I wanted, plus an arousing example of Nord erotica. Thank you. Here is the official letter of recommendation you requested. I appreciate your help in acquiring cultural mementos from the newcomers. I hope my letter of recommendation provides Ambassador Rigert with the opportunity to meet the Proxy Queen. She really is an interesting woman. Tell the Ambassador to be on his best behavior. The Proxy Queen is a stickler for etiquette and protocol. Thanks again for these items. Each reflects the culture that created it. And the Nord gift, I suppose I'll find a use for that, eventually.
Who knew getting an introduction would be so complicated? You perform the favors, and Rigert will wait for you to return. You are a good friend to Rigert. We will drink mead and sing songs of battle when this is done.
What are you looking at?
In my father's time, this winery was a place of notable repute. The Queen's decree has put an end to those days, it seems. I swear these Nebarah have soured every bottle by their mere presence. If the proprietor hires any to stomp the grapes, I'll wash my hands of this place forever. I've seen dogs eat with more decorum than that orc. Next, he'll start gnawing the bones.
This elven wine is swill. You have to drink at least 8 bottles before you even feel a thing. Weak wine, bland food. No wonder these elves are so mirthless. These high elves have had my ship under inspection for weeks. They live so damn long, they forgot what a hurry is.